Welcome to Coach Marino's Game Day show here at Jaxx Sportsbar in Palmetto, brought to you by TigerVision, as presented by Conley Buick GMC. I'm Brian Varnador, and I'm joined tonight by Ken Burton Jr. and Tiger head coach Dave Marino. Ken?
Coach Marino, who are your guests tonight?
Well, we have our Offensive Player of the Week, Xavier Williams, and our Defensive Player of the Week, Damon Hill.
All right. Well, we'll see them at halftime.
Well, let's pick it up right away, Coach. Let's get into the action and talk through some of the highlights from last week's game with Riverview. First quarter highlights.
Well, again, that just shows Xavier's mobility, getting out of the pocket, and then delivering a good ball where only our receiver could get it. And then we get down the red zone, and that's always something you want to do as more efficiently each week. And he's done a great job managing our offense and keeping it when he needs to keep it and giving it when he needs to give it. And there's Bub right there. Bub was never down. He should have been in for the touchdown. He's always going. And then Sajal, just trying to pound it up in there. And then we just overshot a wide open receiver there. But then we ended up, plunging in for the touchdown.
Oh, we got a false start there. Yeah.
And so, that's what we're going to try to improve upon. So we had to settle for the field goal. We're going to try to improve on that this week, just being a little bit more disciplined and playing a more penalty-free, cleaner game. Defensively, they came out ready to play. Rambo's a tough place to play. They had two very tough runners, and different team than they were in the spring. They didn't have those two running backs in the spring game.
You said that.
And so, those guys were pounding us a little bit. Their offensive line's experienced, big across the board. But, again, our defense did a decent job, and they made big plays right there when they had to get Riverview behind the chains and to get off the field on third down. And then, we'll see later on, we just get outstanding play from Damon Hill with the 3 interceptions. One for, pick 6, which became an assist to Kendall Reynolds. But
Matty Wyatt.
There's Matty Wyatt's just a heavy-handed force up the middle. So here we go, little play action. It's not there, and again, that's where Xavier's really grown every series, every rep. He's getting more and more comfortable when it's time to tuck it and run. Delivers a good ball. That was well defended there by Riverview, but we were still able to get a few yards out of it. Third and long, that's the money down, and again Xavier tucks it and gets us back up there. And it was a fourth down, and we went for it, but like I said, we got the first, but we had a penalty, and then we had a mishandle on the punt. And so,
adversity.
That's that adversity we talk about. And defensively, though, they rose to the occasion. And, they came up for us a little bit right here. Good hit by Jaxx. And, thought the ball was coming loose. But like I said, they held tough. And then there's another decision by Xavier to just, pitch it when it's time to pitch it, keep it when it's time to keep it.
Hey, and this was
the speed of our defense, stringing it out. That's a heck of a job by Davion Cummings right there, stringing it out, then making the play, and getting the assist by our safety coming down here, Jaxx.
And defense holds. What field out there?
They didn't get the field goal, and so offensively we come back now. We get ruined the game. We think we're going to pound them a little bit, and a miscue on the quarterback center exchange there. And again, it's just, these are the mistakes that we can't afford to make. We have to play a cleaner, better football game. And when we have a team down, we have to be able to stomp them out. And that's one thing we're still learning to be a champion. Champions have that killer instinct. They don't let teams hang around. They don't self-destruct. They don't, bring these penalties and these mistakes upon themselves. They make other teams beat them. And we're not doing that right now. We're allowing teams to hang around with us.
Coach, and then we had another rain delay on a day where there was zero chance participation in the precipitation in the day. We have another rain delay. It was a 50-minute rain delay Tigers lead the Rams 3-0 after in the first quarter. And now let's take it to some of those second quarter highlights.
Well, and again, there's Day-Day. You know, he gets the pick. It would have been a pick six, but he loses the handle on it, and Kendall Reynolds right there, Johnny on the spot to make a play and finish it. So, you know, that was a big boost for our offense and, you know, to get some points going, and the defense to give them some momentum. All right, and then we have just you know, 11 guys to the ball. Gabe Avendano filling the alley, Miles Ormsby and Quentin Rue. So just again, it's just that tenacity of our defense. When they want to play, they're very difficult to stop.
49-yard line. Yeah, and you know, you saw a lot of defensive tackles by the secondary, but you know, otherwise, they would have had a lot more points on the board there, Coach. Good running back, good offensive line.
Very good running back, explosive, strong running. The quarterback's a senior, been starting since his sophomore year, and he's going to make his plays as well. He manages their offense very well. So again, you know, when you're playing a powerhouse that went to the semifinals last year, we knew they weren't going to lay down. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. And here they go, 10-7. It's a ball game now. We get Jaxx Hughes the ball. He's an explosive athlete, so he gets us first down on first down. That's always nice to get those chains moving early. And then we go play action, and Xavier hit this one. Just an outstanding pitch and catch right there, and Bub finishes the play. And that's, you know, we knew Xavier was going to start hitting on those open balls down the field, and he did. He did a great job. O-line does an outstanding job. That's a clean pocket right there.
Yeah, Jonte throttles down a bit and takes off again. Look at that speed, Coach.
Yeah, that's
not catching him.
Jonte
Wester, and you know, again, him and Bub, Jaden Butler, they're just explosive. And so now we got a little momentum going, and here we go, and the defense rises to the occasion. So they feed off each other. Damon with another great catch in the spot, right spot at the right time. And so, you know, offensively now we're in good shape. We got good field position, and you know, we're rolling a little bit. We got the offense momentum.
Yeah, and you're going to see a little bit more of Day-Day Hill in this second quarter, Coach.
So here we go, short field, and again, Xavier sees it, delivers a strike to Shante, gets us down to the 3-yard line. And again, you know, we knew Xavier was only going to continue to get better each week. And there's this tough, hard running by Sajal Hickson. And now we're up 24-7. You know, and this is where we got to get that killer instinct. You know, our defense gets us the turnover, gets us a short field. We got to put them away right here. And unfortunately, we don't do that. You know, we have a drop ball right there. And then we end up having a turnover late on this drive. And these are the things we can't afford to do. You know, like I said, we got a team on the ropes, and we got to knock them out. And, you know, Sajal was running hard, but just, you know, we got to protect that ball. He knows he's got to protect that ball better. And so we give them life. And, again, you give a champion like Riverview, a perennial powerhouse team, life, they're going to come, and they're going to bring it. And they're going to believe in that. And they do. So they come back and they answer. You know, our defense does a decent job, you know, trying to stop the momentum or shift the momentum again, but we get a penalty, which extends the drive for them. And like I said, these are the things that we have to clean up. We have to do a better job. These are too many self-inflicted mistakes by us, and we just can't afford to do that. Champions don't do it, and they will, in a closer game, those mistakes will hurt us. And so the team knows that. We're working hard to correct it. And, you know, like I said, we're hoping to see improvement this week. But, again, you give them life, and there they go. You know, like I said, they got hearts of champions, and they showed it right here by answering and bringing, you know, taking momentum back. So, you know, they get it in here, and now it's, you know, 24-14. 24-13. They missed the extra point.
That's
you know,
right.
They missed the extra point, and so
rolled it back there on that wet field.
Yep. So that was a nice little break for us. But you know, again, offensively we got to answer, and you know that's the key.
Great catch.
You know, it was a little bit behind them. All right, so we get ahead of the chains. All right, again, good poise in the pocket. Xavier moves, keeps his eyes downfield, delivers a good ball there.
Bubs.
All right, Bubs gets some yards after catch. So we're rolling. We're rolling again. But unfortunately, we just miss. And that was a 4th down call. We went for it and didn't get it. So again, we're giving them life. And, those are things that we can't afford to do.
You had an opportunity on the last possession. As always, Coach, you had the timeouts, plenty of timeouts in the pocket, had an opportunity to score there at the end, and not able to do it at the end of the second quarter, but great action. Now, Ken, I'm going to turn it to you. I think you got some visitors over there, though, right?
Yes, we do. The first one I want to talk to is Xavier Williams, the senior quarterback, had 158 yards passing, 92 yards rushing. We saw a whole new dimension to your game Friday night. We saw you torch Riverview back in the spring, throwing the ball around 40 times and 5 TDs and big win, but you can run the ball and you can read. So we got a couple plays we want to dial up here and have you talk about. The first one was the first play of the game, I believe. Let's pull it up here, Jordan. Okay. We'll talk about it.
This play here was one of our most basic and simple plays that we always run is a Betty play. My job was to read the DN. If he crashes on a running back, I keep it. And then if he would have stayed on me, I would have gave it. So in that play, I believe it was a first down, I think. And, he started crashing a lot, so I pulled it. And what I seen an open hole. I ran, as much as I could, and I put a move on the alley player. And when I went off, I had good blocking by my 2 receivers, Jonte and Kurt. You'll see it on the film. And then they really the reason why it happened, just as well as O-line. And once I made a move on the alley player, both my receivers came up and blocked. And, that's how I got in the end zone on that play. So it was a team thing.
What I liked about that play and what you said was the wide receivers coming down and blocking for you as well. The second play was the first play of the game where you're running to the left side. It's the very first play of the game, and you put a great move on the defensive end for a decent game. Again, we have not seen him run a lot. So anyway, describe this play when it comes up.
And this play here is, same Betty play. A lot of my film isn't much of running, just passing, so a lot of teams don't respect the run game. So, what I really worked on that week and pretty much, all summer was just getting my speed up, working on that read, and not just being, a pocket quarterback, expanding a little bit. And that's what we did this week. The whole offense getting more comfortable, in that play he crashed things like that. And to really open that up, like the coach has been telling me, it kind of opens things up because they don't know what they should do in terms of, having people in coverage versus, containing the quarterback and stuff like that. So it just really makes the offense like a lot more explosive, and we have a lot more things we're able to do, like due to my development.
It adds a whole new dimension to the offense when the quarterback also can run the ball besides throw, and then we have all those other weapons as well too. So that's only going to play havoc on the defense come week. The last play we want to look at was the 70-yard touchdown pass down to Wester for 70 yards. Wide open. Explain what happened.
On that play, it was a RPO jump pass, the attack and go route, and my job is to read the corners. If they bail, then I give it to Cedro, and he does what he does. And if they sit on a route because they think it's going to be a quick pass play, then I say, he faked the block, kept going straight, seeing him. And once I get the ball, I let it out just for him to go get it because all the guys on the outside are really fast. Kurt, Bub, Jonte, Zoe, Kobe, and during that play, I trusted him, he trusted me. We worked on it basically all our lives, knowing each other. So, that was like warming up to us. That was simple to us, so letting him go get it, that's what we work on all day in practice, and all day. So that was a real good play for us.
Has he ever been that wide open?
Due to the receiver he is, sometimes, but not all the time, and that's what makes us better though. To get those open plays, instead of being, clustered and not having an open window to plays like that really just help. It just makes us, a dangerous team.
And that's the deal with the RPO system. When you're running it, and then he's running it, and then you're throwing off of that, and then they got to come out and play tough on the perimeter, and then pull it. Like, you got to defend the entire field, side on side from the end zone, and that's difficult for a defense when you're clicking and you're managing the offense the way Xavier is right now. It's really tough to defend.
Well, Ken, I think you got another guy that had a decent second quarter himself here.
Yes, Day Hill. Some defensive backs would love to intercept 3 passes in a season, but Day was able to get 3 in 5-minute frame, and for some strange reason, they quit throwing over there to the rest of the game, and so we're going to dial up those 3, and I want you to talk about them. The first one was right at the beginning of the second quarter. We are, let's see, on that one, I believe we were up 3-0, and they were on the 25-yard line, and we watched you bait them, and so talk about it when it comes up here.
Well, we already knew that they were going to come in the game doing hitches.
All right, yeah, here he comes.
Yeah, we already knew that they were going to come in the game doing hitches and all this stuff from watching film. So our coach, we made this new technique called flat foot read, where we get at 9 yards and just don't move when the receiver go unless he breaks your cushion. So when he went out for the route, I was just sitting there waiting, reading the quarterback, and when he threw it, I just jumped in front of him, picked the ball off, and just ran.
And it was nice of you to let somebody else score the touchdown. What happened?
Yeah, when I had cut between the quarterback.
That was Kendall Leonard's birthday. Did you want to give Kendall a birthday present?
Nah, when I had cut between the receiver, the receiver and the quarterback, like he had tapped my hand a little bit and it was slippery, so I guess it just popped out.
It's all part of God's plan. Kendall's lives clean. Kendall deserved it.
He was doing the right things. The second clip we want to look at is in the second quarter, 8:14 left. You intercepted a deflected pass.
Oh yeah, my zone was to get back into deep thirds, so my receiver didn't really go no far out. So I was just reading the other receivers as they threw the ball. So when they threw it, I was reading and I see the ball come out of his hand. So I just felt that.
Data, do you ever practice tip drill?
Oh yeah, we practiced it. We practiced it.
It's always good to see it come to fruition in a game, right? All that practicing we do with it.
And then the last clip, 6:22 left in the second quarter. Quarterback overthrows or something. Explain what happened.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't even know he was gonna throw it to my side. So when I seen the ball in there, I seen nobody around me, so I just seen the ball and I just ran over there and just tried to make an attempt to catch the ball, and it fell in my hand, so I tucked it in.
Heck of a catch. Heck of a catch.
That last one especially, yeah.
Yeah, look, we were talking, Coach Marino and I, receivers don't make that good of a catch, and on a wet field, that's just
a great catch. Great ball skills.
Awesome. And talking, gentlemen, one thing, Xavier, I know you went for 107 yards in the game rushing, really big output there, but don't forget about Sajel Hickson. He had to go out there and get 108. Just to get that 1 yard above you. I don't know if you saw that. But one thing about Palmetto, it's one team, one town, one team, and we're all teammates, so everybody loves each other. It's a big family here in Palmetto. Now we're going to roll on to some of the third quarter highlights here to set you guys up.
All right, so not the way we like to start off that third quarter. They get a big return, but our defense does a good job, holding them, and but it's still now you got a 24-20 game, so they have momentum. They are back in it. You're seeing the 2020 touchdown right there. We were 24-13, and like I said, and they came out hungry. They did not lay down and die. We knew they wouldn't. And again, just showing you some of the tough runs by these running backs that they have. And, again, that's what you get when you go against the champion. So, right here, our defense comes up with a good play there. Quentin Rue has been an outstanding force coming off the edge along with Kevion Williams. We've been stronger up the middle. That was a disappointing thing that they were able to get so much up the middle, so much push and so much success. So, but offensively, we come back and, we had some scheme, but right there, LeJontay just lost himself on the field and stepped out of bounds. But, there's just heart and will of Saban and, just trying to make up for that earlier fumble. When we tried to stomp a team out, we didn't. And, here we are, we had to answer. We got punched in the face. And, he's answering the bell. He's definitely, running hard and trying to make up for, what he had done earlier in the fumble.
And here's the break. Short kick, hits an up back. Palmetto Tigers hustling to the ball there. Great play.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, you call it Peter.
Yep.
Riverview didn't really make that call. We were right there on the sideline, and, the kid didn't get out of the way. And so we were fortunate to take advantage of that. So we get the ball, great field position, and now, we're rolling here a little bit because Xavier, again, great vision downfield. They have the mishap here with the bad snap.
Look at Sagel.
But Sagel's effort again, just all out and gets the face mask. And so, that gets us the first down, gives us new life, and then he's not going to be denied. Again, that's the heart of a champion right there as well. So, it's just two heavyweights swinging, knocking each other down and just who's going to continue to get back up. And Sagel did a great job after, that early mistake, battling back and just showing his heart and passion and desire and will to win. And that's what it was right there. Really, there wasn't much offensive line-wise. We didn't get too much of a push, and he wasn't going to be denied. And then here's Xavier, same situation, just hungry and that will to win. So we're up. We got a little bit of a lead now, 31-20. But again, Riverview's not going to lay down and die. They're going to keep battling. It was a great play by Robert Gavin, who's a running back that is willing to do whatever it takes and gets on special teams.
He really
play for us.
Big game for Robert.
So again, Riverview's still fighting. It's a slugfest right now. It's back. It's fourth, and they're getting after us a little bit. And so our defense is going to have to make a stand there, and they do. They stop that drive, but then we don't do anything on offense and gives them the ball back, and so defensively they're asked to shut the door, and they're battling, but they're a little bit tired. It was a humid, sticky night, and so it's just again, two heavyweights that are worn out, punched out, and it's just standing toe to toe in the middle of the ring. And it's just going to, again, who's left standing at the end? Our defense is on the field a lot. We had to use some of our offensive linemen. Ryan Cotton played some defensive line.
He played well.
He came in. He's right there, number 55. And, he sort of closed the door on this drive for us. So, this was big by him. He was our captain that night, and he answered the bell offensively and defensively in this heavyweight fight. And so, we're just blessed and fortunate to have him and such a great senior leader who just wants to win, no matter what he's asked to do. Right there, it's a stalemate.
Big
they don't
down.
get any movement. If it frees up our linebackers, Michael Brown, the Phil, that's a big stop right there.
Huge.
And so, again, hats off to Ryan Cotton and the rest of the defense for holding strong. Offensively, I think now we realize we got to step up in this fight, and we got to get a drive together. Our defense is on the field too long, so.
Big fourth down stop there, though, Coach. that changes the whole flow of the game. Had tightened up there, and a great play by the D. Very fourth and short on that one, Coach.
Yeah, so, now our offense knows that, they're going to have to step up in this fight a little bit and give give the defense a break. They were on the field a long time, but they bent, but they didn't break. And so offensively, again, we do a decent job. Another explosive play with Jaxx. First down, and we're rolling again. The engine's cranked up, and that's what we want. We want to start fast and finish strong, and so like I said, we got the engine going, and again, just tough running. Right there, just fighting for every yard. I think we ended up picking up 3 yards. With Bob in there, Dravian Butler. And you could see Riverview starting to get a little tired. They're getting a little beat up. And our offensive line just keeps swinging, keeps punching. Again, there's the tuck, the pull. It's not there. He tucks it and runs. And again, this is the confidence and how comfortable Xavier is starting to settle in to running the offense. He's really understanding it. When it's time to give, when it's time to pull, when it's time to throw, when it's time to tuck and run. And so he's doing a great job, and he's only going to continue to improve. And as he improves and as our O-line improves, we're going to become more explosive. There's Robert Gavin coming in. Hard run right there, getting us a first down. That was big.
Yeah, he looked really fresh, and really made a lot of plays on the kick coverage there too, Coach. He had an outstanding game. Tried
to get them to jump off sides right there. They were disciplined. They didn't give us the free first down. All right, so we got to go earn it, and Robert does that. And so we get, like I said, he gets us the first down.
Made it by about 2 inches on that one, Coach.
And that's the beauty of having the 3-back attack, and with Bub and Sajal and now Robert's running as well as he is and feeling comfortable. And, then we have Terry and Carnes, who's another one, that we could put in there. So, we're really blessed, truly blessed at the tailback and all our positions to have the depth that we do.
Yeah, one thing I was impressed, they're going to mark that out at the end of the third quarter. They came out, did the mark, and we made it by a couple inches there. The depth of this Palmetto team is incredible.
Well, actually, they weren't going to give us they didn't give it to us, and they weren't going to give us a measurement until I sort of imposed my will a little bit on the refs. And then they finally gave us the measurement, and it was a first. So, I guess that's part of my job, right? You gotta work everybody, the officials, the coaches, the players.
And now we're getting some replays here that already occurred. That would be a play by Jaquez Hughes again. So we're getting back into some other highlights here.
Who did these highlights?
Kenny Burton came up with these highlights. So, but really,
a little glitch.
A really hard-fought game. And one thing that as people talk to me after the game about it, what's up with the Tigers? That's a team, a very good team with some dudes, is what I see. My analysis of the game, there were some tackling issues, but, that's a very good team, Coach.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they didn't go to the semifinals by accident. They were district champions. They were regional champions last year. So, when you have that type of championship attitude, culture, and perennial powerhouse mentality in your locker room and in your school and in your program, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get their best. When you look back last year, it took a last 2-minute drive by us to beat them last year. The year before, we lost by 1 point. Yeah. So, it's what you're going to get when you play the best. And that's what it is. Our schedule, we're playing the best every week, and you're going to get their best. And you just got to keep swinging and keep moving forward.
Yeah, and that's an impressive show they have over there at Riverview. The whole complex and the way they handle things over there, very impressive. And we're going to now talk at the end there of the third quarter. Palmetto led 31-20. Now let's look at the fourth quarter highlights here.
Well, again, that was unfortunate. Xavier did a great job extending the play, and it was one of those things. Orion Gathers was wide open, but he's worked really hard so far this week. He wants to make amends to that. And then just the effort. If you see those guys, again, we talked about it. These guys love one another. They trust one another. They care about one another. And they're all so competitive, and they're so hungry to win, and they're so unselfish. And the blocking that gave Xavier the escort to get into the end zone they knew how hard he worked to try to continue to get a better grasp of our offense when it's time to give, when it's time to pull. And
nice.
They're excited. They want to see him have success because of what he's doing for the rest of them as well.
Great blocking by the receivers, Coach.
Absolutely, and that's what got him in the end zone. And that was big. That was big right there. So now we're up 18, and again, this is where I talk about stomping a team out. We jump off sides right there, and those are the things we got to correct. We got to clean up. We got to be more disciplined, and we got to be more hungry. We have a tendency to let our guard down, and couldn't be more proud of the way the kids respond when faced with adversity. But I'd like to see them, almost with a bully mentality a little bit. That when you have somebody down, you got to keep them down. You got to bury them, and that's what we're going to try to, continue to do is just improve on our discipline and mental focus, and just be a little bit more determined, a little bit more focused, and stay hungry, and just try to finish opponents in a more convincing fashion.
Yeah, down the stretch, it appeared like the Palmetto defense did a little better job setting the edge. In that fourth quarter, I think you guys probably coached them up a little bit, and things were tightened up on the edge. Now Kendall gets sucked in on this play, and then he had a nice little slip. Was that a slip screen, Coach?
Yeah, and like I said, nothing that our defense doesn't see. It's just one guy was, and actually two guys were a little bit late to the party. They didn't really get into their pursuit lanes. Because again, I think we're letting our guard down. I think we're like, you guys got it, and you get a little laxed. And so we have to stay hungry, stay focused for full 48 minutes this week because it's district play now.
Big number 17, Coach. He's making plays.
Rue was a great addition for us this season. So happy for him. He's working hard academically. Right now he's got all A's and B's, and he's through those struggles academically, and he's much better for it. And again, this is this is just a will to win again. Some guys do have that killer instinct and want to stomp teams out. Here it is again. With Sagel.
Yeah.
So we're rolling. We're ready to go in here, and just a little bit of an overthrow. In hindsight, I probably should have kicked the field goal right there, just to give obviously our kicker Rafael Gonzalez some experience, and two, to try to give ourselves a little bit more of a decisive lead to see how Riverview would have responded there. But by us going for it and not getting it, it sort of gives the defense a little bit of momentum. So, and this is the momentum I'm talking about. Yep. Right now they have life. They have life, and so I'm not saying the field goal would have ended it, but it would have definitely been a little bit more momentum on our side, and another nail, in that coffin, if you will, for them. But like I said, that fourth down stop gave their defense some pride, and the offense fed off that, and and here they go. That championship, that heart of a champion is coming, and this is it's a heck of a drive right here. They do a great job battling and moving the ball down the field. Again, another dumb penalty to extend the drive for us, for them. And so, we just got to be smarter. We just got to be a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more mentally focused, and like I said, just finish better.
Here's the onside kick.
So we get it, because right there it's 38-28. They get the ball there. Again, now it's too close for comfort. So you're up 18, and now, it shouldn't have been, it shouldn't have been that close.
So we stall. They come back, get a two-point conversion and the touchdown there, Coach.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's what that's what I keep saying. We have to finish better. We have to finish better.
But really, an impressive win over a very good team, Coach. Terrible conditions, rushing the ball. Anytime that you're over 350, what was the final rushing stats there?
We had five. I think Troy said we were right around 500
yards. Yeah, total offense at 500 yards. Anytime you're half a century on that deal, we'll take that one, Coach. 500 yards, very impressive offensively.
And again, it's a credit to our offensive line and the will of our running backs, and the way Xavier was really managing the offense, knowing when to pull it, when to give it, and And so if he continues to improve, I like our chances each week getting better and better and becoming more and more explosive.
And going forward, Coach, as always, always some good football to watch when you watch those Palmetto Tigers. And Ken, let's talk about the look ahead at Port Charlotte.
Yes, big game. The Tigers take the road once again to Port Charlotte, Murdoch Circle, to take on the Pirates to start Class 6A District 12 action. The other key game we're going to watch that night will be just down the road, Braden River taking on Charlotte. Coach Jordan Ingram's in his 8th season with the Pirates, been to the playoffs 5 times, has won over 70% of his games. Coach, it starts to count this week. You watched their film. Tell us what you think about the Pirates?
Well, they're very disciplined. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They don't bring self-inflicted mistakes upon themselves. It's going to take an all-out effort. We're on the road. When you play your first district game, it's always the most difficult one because everybody's 0-0. Everybody feels like they could be district champs, as opposed to maybe later on in the district schedule, if you're facing a team that's 0-2 or 0-3 in the district, they feel like they don't have a lot to fight for. That game can get out of hand maybe early on, but no, this one's going to be a knockdown, drag out. Like I said, on the road, it's a great atmosphere down there, a lot of tradition. Port Charlotte and Charlotte battle it out every year for the district championship down there. So, again, a championship program. Coach Ingham's done a great job, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
What worries do you have about the Tigers heading into Friday night?
Well, we always tell our kids it starts with us. Again, if we play a more disciplined football game, if we stay mentally focused and we play a little bit hungrier across the board, all 11 on offense, all 11 on defense, with a 100% focus and a refuse to lose attitude, then I like our chances no matter who we line up against. But, when you go against Port Charlotte, a wing T predominant offense, you really have to be disciplined. You have to be gap sound. You have to, do your job. You have to trust one another that everybody's going to do their job, and that's something that, it's been favorable in terms of our schedule, playing it, against Pinellas Park. Even though we get a chance to play East Bay, we prepared for East Bay, so we practiced against the wing T offense. So we're going to have a great week of practice. Our kids are going to be prepared, and it's just a matter of how hungry are they. This is district week one, number 1, and if you want to be a champion, you got to win this one.
You got to win that first one. Well, all right, Brian, I think we can call this a wrap.
All right, well, thank you all for joining us here at Jaxx Sport Bar here in Palmetto. We're here in front of that old Palmetto High scoreboard here. Folks, you got to come down here and join the coaches show. It's a great time, great food down here. As always, we thank you for watching the Coach Marino Coaches Show, and we thank our sponsors, Conley Buick GMC, all the great things that Conley Buick does for Palmetto Tigers, and we want to thank you for watching. And when it comes to Palmetto, as we say in this community north of the river, it's all about one town, one team. Go Tigers.